What is going on, everybody? It is Monday, the day after my birthday. Thank you very much.
Happy belated birthday, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you. 38 strong. Feeling a little bit broke, but I'm still walking. Welcome to Lineman Life Live. We are your linemen. I'm Uche Waneri, Justin Blaylock. And NFL free agency still going ham, y'all. It's still going ham. Latest news today, I'm sure most of you have heard, most of you have seen it. Matt Ryan on his way to Indianapolis. That's your quarterback, boy.
Sad to see him go, man.
That's your quarterback. That's my quarterback.
I mean, if it could happen to Joe Montana and Tom and Peyton, it can happen to anybody. So hopefully,
no lie.
Hopefully he gets, a better shake this year than he's had the last few. Because they got a squad up there. They were a game away with Carson Wentz. So that should tell you
they were a game away with Carson Wentz, true. And I think it's I actually think this is a solid upgrade for the Colts. And it's good for Matt Ryan because I think, at the end of the day, I think that the time that he had in Atlanta has been mostly successful. And honestly, he should have a ring on his finger at this point. He should have had a ring. And I think that was not his fault. And Urinating Tree, another friend of the show, put out a tweet here that I'll read that I thought was very much on point. He says, very unpopular opinion. Matter of fact, let me just share it so people can see it. But I think that this was, kind of right on the money. He says, very unpopular opinion. Matt Ryan should have won a Super Bowl ring in Atlanta if Kyle Shanahan wasn't insanely arrogant and stubborn with his play calling. In the second half, 28-3 isn't a thing. The greatest shame in football. Ooh. And I agree with that, man. And we're going to talk a little bit about that 28-3 situation right now, but I really do. I look at that situation and I say to myself, you can't put that 28-3 loss isn't entirely on the players. I don't really think it's on the players, in my opinion. The simple fact that a coach allowed his team to come out of that locker room and not know who they were playing against and not know what he was capable of and not in any way try to put their players in a position to win by actually shortening the game, because that's what you do when you're up that many points. You run the ball, you keep the clock moving, you literally turn it into a 24-minute game. Like you want the 12 minutes, you want the time on the clock to come off uninterrupted, completely forward-moving clock. You don't even try to stop it. Yeah. And they did none of that. And, the Patriots were given the opportunity on multiple occasions to get back into that game. And then in the very last, the last nail in the coffin, you have a first and goal inside the 10-yard line, inside the 15-yard line. And somehow you end up punting by the end of that drive.
Oh, sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's so painfully incompetent from a coaching standpoint that as an owner of the Falcons, I would have got rid of the whole coaching staff right then and there. I'd have been like, yo, this is what we did all of this for. We did everything that we've done in our entire careers has led to this. This is what the goal was. And you let these guys come out here and not be ready to take what's theirs?
So, guys, there's a Spirit airline plane coming for you guys.
Yeah, so you guys aren't riding back on the charter. Just want to let you know. Find your own way fucking home. We got a Spirit flight going back to Atlanta, but obviously you don't have to ride on that if you don't want to. We won't force you.
You should probably call your realtors too.
Yeah, and probably want to get rid of your house because that's over with. You understand?
Goodness
gracious.
But
Matt Ryan is now an Indianapolis Colt. I believe they got the Colts gave a third round pick.
Yeah.
Third round pick for him.
Didn't have to give up much. Got a good roster. They'll be asking a lot less of him, with that running game. Good offensive line. He won't be scrambling for his life. No Kyle Pitts, but once Calvin Ridley was out, Matt was like, "Damn, I can only give it to Cordero and Kyle Pitts so many times, man."
Like, yo, they know the game plan. They know the game plan.
That was gonna be 90% offense. This is them two now.
Man,
it's easy to shut down two guys.
Yeah, but he's definitely going into a good situation in Indianapolis. I mean, you're going into the easiest conference, easiest division in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the AFC is stacked, but the AFC South is not. So there's going to be an opportunity there for the Colts to be a real threat. Obviously the Jags are starting to try and put the pieces back together for that franchise, but the Titans are kind of in a weird spot now as well because they don't really, they have an issue at receiver. They kind of had a unbelievably disappointing showing in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
And now, the division is wide open for whoever wants to take it. So he'll have a good shot there.
Real nice there.
He's set up good in Indianapolis.
And the best division in football as far as not paying taxes.
Oh, yeah.
I think 3 of the 4 teams, no state income tax. So
no state income tax. You're going to be living good, eating good. Shoot.
Probably
couldn't ask for more.
Probably a low cost of living in Indy, I imagine. So it's
it
seems like a good thing
living out there.
Good all around for Matt. So I hope it's the change of scenery he needs, and maybe get back in the title contention picture, a couple more times before he rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, before he rides off. Yeah. Yeah, well said. Well said from a former teammate.
That's my quarterback.
Ryan.
That's my quarterback,
y'all.
Stop playing with his ass.
Stop playing with him. Kind of moving on from that. We're still kind of staying in the AFC South here. There is a little bit of info that has come up about some more info rather that's come up about the life and times of Urban Meyer.
Oh no!
In Jacksonville.
God, why won't this go away?
Oh shit! My phone.
Why will this fucking story not end?
So, look, everybody knows how bad Urban Meyer was in Jacksonville as a head coach. Oh, here's our guy. Here's our guy. Special guest. He's just getting in here. Stu Schweigert, former Raider. The Raiders got a lot to be happy about this damn year.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling all the Raiders fans,
I love this get-up.
Enjoy this. Enjoy this time right now because we are making moves. And I did a deep dive, guys, into all of the free agents too. So I can get as depth as you want to, but I really like what we're doing. I don't want to interrupt what you guys are saying, but we are making some moves, but go ahead.
No, you guys have done a really fantastic job so far.
They've done a damn good job, and we'll get to that here in a second. But right now, we're talking about this Urban Meyer bum.
What happened
really,
here?
We're only talking about him because it's been leaked out or it's been talked about by former staff that this dude he was just so full of shit in Jacksonville that there was no even explaining how incompetent he was. And it just goes to show to me, like I said, when they hired him, that this guy is not even he doesn't even know football. He doesn't know football. He just has worked as the emperor of these collegiate programs where all you're doing is tricking kids into coming to your school. The staff are the ones who actually do the job, do the work, and do the coaching. But here we have Urban Meyer. This is a clip from an article from TMZ.
Uche, you have Purdue background with Urban Meyer, right?
I don't know that. I didn't know
My
that.
senior year, your freshman year, He was that Bowling Green that came in and beat us.
Oh yeah,
week
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah. I remember that. He was the head coach of Bowling Green when they beat us. My what was that? My freshman year?
Your freshman year, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. So Urban Meyer had no idea who Aaron Donald was. Who's this 99 guy on the Rams? Urban Meyer to a staffer before playing Aaron Donald.
What? What?
It's like, huh?
Whoa,
excuse
me?
me?
Sounds like me.
Well, like they're in the warm-ups, and he's like just throwing people,
He's like, hey.
I like this guy
over there.
He's a good-looking guy here.
We could use a guy like that. How come our guys
guy
can't
over
do
there
that?
body slamming guys? What's going
got
on?
He on his chest. How did I miss this guy?
So he didn't know
It doesn't
who.
make any sense though, because he's been. I mean, wherever he's gone, he's just. I know college is different, right? But the guy can't be a complete moron.
Yes, he can.
I don't know the best defensive player in the whole league. I don't read scouting
three-time
reports.
three-time defensive player of the year.
What am I doing in my game planning sessions?
I think it might have been a deal where, dude, he was literally like, I'm not going to get this job, but screw it. I'll try it. And then it was just like, whatever, let's roll. I mean, literally Donald Trump became the president because he was like, I'm just going to play this thing out. And all of a sudden he's like,
let's see what happens.
Shit.
He's like, holy shit, it worked.
It worked. At least he gave a shit though when he got the job a little bit. As Urban, it just seemed like he was just like,
yeah. Has anyone ever mailed it in this badly? Completely mailed this shit in.
Mailed it in.
That motherfucker Urban Meyer literally was like, I'm just gonna let the assistants run this shit. I'm gonna do the press conferences.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna take the plane back. I'm gonna head up to Cleveland.
I'm gonna go hang out now. I'm gonna go to Columbus. I
got other shit to deal with here.
Hey, why don't you guys handle this game planning shit? It's 5:30. I gotta get somewhere.
I got a massage session. I gotta go
you get to that point. You get to that point, and you just you know what? I mean, I'm guaranteed this much money if they get rid of me. I mean, I didn't want the job to begin with. I don't, but
he was like, and my money guaranteed though, right? Too.
I mean, I'd assume a lot of Florida Gator fans are Jaguar fans, right?
Oh, a lot of Jaguar fans are Florida Gators fans because they're like 50 miles away.
Same neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you'd think that there'd be, but I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I mean, he's been pulling this type of stuff for quite a while now.
For a while, though. Like, that's how it's been for him. Like, he hasn't changed. He didn't change when he came to the NFL.
What happened to us? Why are we sitting in a freaking – I'm in a goddamn basement while these guys are just getting these big – I mean, look at us, guys. Like, what did we do wrong?
Oh, shit, man.
And he keeps getting jobs. He just got put on the board of an NIL like partnership group that gets guys money for their collegiate, with their collegiate likeness and stuff like that from the NIL agreement that the NCAA had. So he's just he's like falling into upgrades just over and over.
So it's not
crazy, right?
Not enough that the fucking kids can get their money now. I got to somehow interject myself as a fucking buffer before they can get their goddamn money.
Well, you know what, Justin and Uche, that's what I said. I said NFL players were getting younger and younger. I mean, it used to be 22, 23. Now, guys are getting drafted at 19, 20 and getting screwed over. And now, you know what? We get to screw over 15 and 16-year-old kids as well now. That just started earlier, right? I mean, you're really doing the same thing. I mean, these guys are signing contracts and the universities have nothing to do with it. So now you bring in, I mean, you're gonna have to have financial advisors,
promising guys like
CPAs. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have these guys. You know what I mean? Like
they're gonna be working for the university. We have a whole NIL department with lawyers and
is that what it is? Is that what it is? It's a organization
it's a group
that attaches itself to the university.
I'm not sure if they're doing
I'm not sure what the structuring of it is, but I know that it's a group of guys in Columbus.
Well, Purdue. I know right now Purdue needs someone that is taking control of this. And I don't think there's anybody doing it. You know what I mean? I mean, it needs someone with these recruits because I was talking with
you got to keep up with the Joneses. fucking Alabama's getting, I'm sure every
Alabama's
kid
getting they starting quarterback $1 million. Like,
University of Texas, every offensive lineman gets like 20 grand.
Well,
or
you know what
something.
someone said? They said, how about this? How about a kid, an unknown guy goes to, let's say, Purdue or Northwestern or Indiana, has a hell of a freshman year, and also it's free agent time, dude. You got Notre Dame, USC, Miami, Texas going, hey, transfer.
Yeah.
I got you transfer right now. I got a car dealership's going to pay you $1 million.
Yep.
Like,
it's crazy, right?
That's the future.
Dude, it's
we were thinking that was going to happen when we were playing in college. We were like, man, they're talking about it. They're talking about it.
But
they
Justin,
need to union up.
I like both you and Uche. I thought initially it was, you know what, if the university is going to use you, let's say, to promote the university, to promote the program, if they're selling your jerseys, if you're on a poster that's making money, you get a percentage of it. I didn't realize it was working these deals off of, had nothing to do with the universities.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
I'm not sure they anticipated it being this big.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I would be okay with there
gate.
being, if the university says, hey, we need you, hey, we're come to this big tailgate, and we're going to pay you $100 or $500 or whatever it is, or, if we're selling this many things, we get a portion of it. But dude, it's going to be, it's professional sports, and it's going to be free agency.
It is the Wild West.
Yeah.
And there seems to be
West
no oversight or regulation.
And small market universities are like
gotta suffer.
Manhattan, Kansas.
What can
Kansas
you do?
State. I mean, like, who's going to want to go there?
What can
Nobody's
you do?
going to want to go there. I mean, shoot, again, and that this is kind of, sidebar from what we're talking about, but with the players themselves, I imagine that a lot of big city teams are in college football are the teams that aren't really like highly ranked, like the Georgia Tech,
Georgia Tech,
the SMUs. Now those teams are going to be able to steal players away from the Alabamas and the Georgias because they actually can offer way more money.
Right.
Think about UCLA. UCLA.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, come on, dude.
Who doesn't want to go?
Or SMU.
75 year round. No, rain.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful women everywhere.
Year round. And you get money. And they got you a freaking $500,000 deal with Apple or some shit.
Guys, go back to when you were drafted and the mind that you had at 21, 22, 23.
I wouldn't have got drafted if I had $1 million in college.
For real. Let it be like, this cat done fed out.
I mean, can you imagine that was the one thing in college that I always thought there was a nostalgia kind of, here you got a guy who's a potential Heisman winner. He's, millions of people are watching him on a Saturday night ESPN game. And then after the game, he's trying to scrum money with his roommates to get pizza and beer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
There's like something to be said. Like, I enjoyed that what do you call it? Not
struggle.
Well,
the struggle,
amateurism
of it. But can you imagine a kid having, a free car? No, he has this money, and then you got some guys going, shit, I've been here for 4 years, and all of a sudden this kid's coming in and thinking, I mean, it's going to create
that could really destroy locker rooms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, this guy's like, this guy hasn't done it. Like, again, it's just like in the NFL, some rookie comes in like, I just gave this guy all this money. Like, he hasn't done anything. You know what I mean? And
all right. So we're way off topic there. We're way off topic. We'll get back to that if we get
I threw it off.
But, just kind of continuing on with this.
Justin wouldn't shut up, man. I couldn't find
My bad. It's close to my heart.
Continuing on with this, there is also there's also new information just on some of the things that Urban Meyer was saying to players, which turns out, Urban Meyer is being a little bit of a little shithead while dealing with players in Jacksonville. Now, there's a lot of stuff to go through. I just picked out a couple of little inserts about him dealing with the players. It says here, this is stuff that he is said to, or he is being, they're saying that these are the things he said. Says, quote, and do you know what would happen? Because he threatened to cut players because I guess a player ran the wrong route And because the player ran the wrong route, Urban Meyer started ripping into the guy, and he ripped into this ripped into this player so much that the player started crying. Now, obviously, when I hear that, I'm thinking, okay, this must have been a rookie, because you're only going to yell at a rookie you're only going to go off on a rookie like that. Because if you try and go on a vet like that, you might get your ass whooped. Because the players who've been there, they're not having that. You're not going to start just coming at them like you're anybody.
We're still men here.
And it could be. I've seen guys get so mad it brings tears. It's not like
and that too. Yes,
okay.
where they're almost scared of what they're so emotional that that's what brings tears. Yeah.
Yeah. So he says here, and do you know what would happen if I cut you guys? You couldn't get a job paying more than $15 an hour. The implication that his players were capable of little more than playing football left some angry, others offended. I lost all respect for him after that, a veteran player in the room said. Not long after, let me see, is this it? Okay, no, I'm sorry, I read that backwards. Here's the first one. He said, not long after veteran receiver John Brown signed with the Jaguars as a free agent, he ran the wrong route in practice. To correct the mistake, Brown, who is from Florida, and rookie quarterback Trevor Lawrence ran through the route again after practice. Meyer walked up to the pair, and he said, hey, Trevor, you've got to slow it down for him. Meyer said, according to sources, these boys from the South, their transcripts ain't right. That shit right there would have got his ass kicked. That would have got his ass. I would have stepped right to him face to face and been like, all right, well then tell me if my hands are right, motherfucker, because I'm about to put these mugs on you.
See, I feel like he
said these things.
Okay.
I feel like somebody's so ignorant.
From one thing to the other.
Do you think like he thought that was funny though? You know what I mean? Do you think that
he thought it was funny? He probably thought it was.
You know what I'm saying? Like someone could be so arrogant and ignorant that they're like thinking that that's like cool or something.
He's
you know what I'm saying?
Out of touch. Like the shit he did with the kicker, or he was like joking with him.
Like
he said something real slick to him.
Is it joking around though? Because
to him,
on the pro level, like.
How can you be that like?
But I guess
when you say
college,
these boys from the South, their transcripts ain't right. That's some racist shit that he's saying right there. That's what he's saying.
We have a problem now.
Now we got a real problem because that ain't no joke, motherfucker. That's you actually taking a jab at me on a personal level. So I can't. For me, it's when your coach is joking. It's never.
See, I never liked that shit. Like I didn't joke around like that. Because I didn't like being joked around.
Yeah. Like because nobody want to be the butt of that joke. Nobody wants to be that.
It's my fucking livelihood, man. I'm not out here.
Like
screwing around. Like the time to screw around is.
Let's think of business. If it's like this sounds personal, buddy. Like is this business or is this personal here?
Like there's a time we can cut up and have fun. But
I'm not gonna do it with you, motherfucker. Like, let's keep this. Like, you're my coach. Like, I like you, but especially the head coach. Like,
like I don't know, man. Like, there's joking, but that's not joking though. That's like you really trying to insult a cat.
Yeah, you insult. Man, I argue.
You saying he's not intelligent?
Yeah,
you're saying he's not intelligent because
that's the one thing. That's one thing you can never talk to, like downgrade anybody's intelligence. You can call me fat, ugly. Anything, and I'm like, whatever. As soon as you say someone's dumb, like you got to be ready to fight.
Yeah, as soon as you say, hey, you got to slow it down. These these Purdue cats are fucking slow. Their transcripts ain't right.
These older Caucasian guys are giving guys like myself a bad fucking rap, dude, man. And I'm like, what?
You got 20 years, man. 20 years. That's gonna be you.
I'm just like, dude, you're not helping my cause right now, brother. Like, God, like, come on, dude.
Hey, but you know
you're
what?
Making it harder. You're making it so hard.
Oh man.
Hey, but this is the thing, though. I've seen this on both sides. I've seen this but it's all from the same crop of older generation, older guys, older coaches, who kind of just go into those. Who sometimes go in, forget where they at. And then go into saying stuff that really like you won't, if you're gonna say that, you say that with your homeboys when y'all alone. You don't ever say that when you're around your players. You don't say that around players because we didn't grow up when you grew up, and we don't take that shit the same way you thinking it. You know what I mean? And
it's like remember like when you're hanging out with your buddies and they like bring a friend with them, and like the friend gets too comfortable and you're all kind of like
foul shit, and you're like,
everybody starts snapping on the friend.
Like, yo, dude, you
Hold
on now, dude. And I've had it where it's been my friend, and I'm like we gotta go. We gotta.
I fucking vouched for you.
Shut, like, dude.
Just
be happy to be here. Just don't say anything, dude. Like,
who are you?
I stuck my neck out for you.
Well, they were all like, no, they were all like, yeah, like they all joke around, but they don't know you. Okay.
Yeah,
they don't know you like that. And even if they did, they'd still be mad at you for some dumb, like that even goes beyond like friendship, dude.
Yes, like you're crossing lines when you do that. But this is the thing, though. Urban Meyer, I think it falls even harder with a person like Urban Meyer because, as we all now know, the motherfucker don't even know football. He's not very smart.
I'm about to say he's lucky he can get a job outside of
doing anything. Like
if it wasn't for football, the only other thing he can do is broadcast. Like yes, you make.
I mean, and look, they don't even. I don't even think they want him in any of those industries.
Oh yeah,
I think NIL. I think that's the best he can do right now for a few years.
He can't be front facing anymore.
And didn't he do something with the Big Ten Network a little bit, where it was like Ask Urban or something? And
that was before he went Jacksonville, I think. Right?
Him and Jerry DiNardo would talk, and I'm like, these two guys, like, oh my god, you Tweedledee and Tweedledum, dude. I'm like, I can't listen to these dudes.
He may very well go down as the worst coaching hire in the history of the NFL. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I honestly believe he did enough to not only like severely critically injure a franchise, but he did enough to like completely like stigmatize in any way, in all kinds of ways that a college coach can ever come into the NFL and be, we lost Justin, he'll be back.
What about, was it Bob? Why am I thinking Bobby? No, that's basketball. Who was the guy from Louisville that went down to Atlanta with the red shoes?
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino.
But Petrino had it bad, but Petrino.
I could give you one guy.
I mean, but Petrino wasn't as bad as Urban Meyer, though, dude. We're talking about
Petrino. That was my rookie year.
That was the one guy I kind of.
That was my rookie year.
Was it really?
Yes.
Those freaking shoes, man.
I almost didn't make it,
dude.
I almost didn't make it to year 2.
I can't.
I was like, is this the NFL? I'm really not cut out for this.
No, but I mean, as bad as Petrino
he seems worse. He seems worse.
Urban Meyer did worse. I mean,
yeah. At least Petrino
ruined James
like
Robinson's career. James Robinson's career is done, basically now.
Oh yeah.
Travis Etienne.
Urban only lasted what? 10 weeks? 8 weeks?
To week 13. Week 13. He got cut week 13. He didn't even make it a full season.
His ass is gonna be working a $15 job.
For real. He literally turned up and did the exact thing that he said he was gonna do to players. Now his ass is looking for a job on the streets.
Who all did they interview back then?
Nobody.
Really? No one wanted it, huh?
Nobody interviewed. Like he just went ahead and hired. Like Shad Khan just went straight to the hiring. All right. But let's move on from Urban Meyer. He's not worth that much time on our day.
Yeah. The story that keeps on giving.
You know what I mean? Just thought it was something that was interesting to talk about for a moment. But let's talk a little bit about this Deshaun Watson situation.
Oh God.
Because man, this is it's not an easy one. It's really not an easy one.
Hey, hold on. When was your birthday?
Yesterday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Yeah.
35?
You know, it's my dog birthday. 38.
Okay. Shit, you look like a 35-year-old, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, got the salt and pepper in this motherfucker.
Sorry.
Before we do that,
interrupting. Go ahead.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. Before we do that, got a super chat here from Jason Gaines. Says $5. I'm angry at the Falcons. They failed to keep Ryan in the loop. / group about Watson. Sell the team, Arthur Blank. He's become senile. Well, from what I understand, Falcons weren't willing to guarantee that contract like the Browns were And that's what did them in. They were on even ground otherwise. And then the Browns said, we'll guarantee the whole thing. And Falcons was like,
hold on, can you guys
wait?
I don't know. Can you guys tell me I when I saw, I just looked away because I didn't want to vomit. What was the contract?
Oh my
5
God.
for
Fully
230.
guaranteed. Yep, fully guaranteed.
5 years, $230 million. $1 million base salary in year 1 in case he gets suspended. So basically 4 years for $229
guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
And NFL teams are not happy about it because now
Kirk Cousins
just set precedents. He just set precedents on them.
Well,
the other guys are like, what are you doing?
I mean, Kirk Cousins' last 2 deals have been fully guaranteed, but they were like $30 million, $50
1 or
million.
2 year deals. They weren't even like they weren't real. They weren't extensions.
What am I missing?
They weren't big.
No, he's still there. Baker's still there, as far as we know. He asked
and
for
Baker's
a trade,
still there. They ain't even traded him yet.
they denied.
There?
Yeah, he like tweeted some like cryptic, like not even a farewell, but like a thanks for the memories type tweet.
Yeah, he tweeted out a little
asked for a trade, and they said nah.
Yeah, they said no, we're good. We're gonna keep you.
And yes, and wouldn't include him in the Houston trade either.
See, that's what I thought. I thought
that would make sense. Even Denver and Seattle, you include Drew Lock.
Yeah,
you just throw in like, hey,
throw in the quarterback who was starting, so you ain't got to look at him no more.
Have a quarterback.
So the deal was that the Texans got 3 first rounds, a third,
and
a fourth, and they flipped a fifth back to him. So they got a fifth from
no actual player
from the Browns. No, just Deshaun Watson is the player. So this deal was, which in a way, if you're really looking at it from just if you're breaking it down in your mind, the Texans won that deal.
I would say
you get 3 first rounders. You get multiple chances to get franchise players onto your team immediately.
But granted, there's no Deshaun Watson in this draft for sure.
Oh yeah, well you're not looking. You're not looking.
Well, but you could also you could turn this into all these picks into another package to go get somebody else.
You can throw those around.
Do you mind if we go line for 1 second? And what happened with the 21-22 girls and the whole legal? What happened with that?
That's what we're about to get into.
Okay.
So the uproar is, and I mean, look, man, I don't really feel like pulling up all their tweets, but obviously there are not only just parts of the fan base that are kind of like torn about it, but you have a lot of
the
female sports journalists who are putting
fan base.
I'd say a little bit of both.
Probably more so NFL because I'm sure Cleveland.
Yeah, more so NFL.
Just get us
Cleveland's like,
just get us in the playoffs.
Cleveland fans is like,
he hasn't been doing his thing. I thought Baker Mayfield was doing.
He had a terrible year.
2 years ago, he had when they got to the playoffs.
Didn't they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers by like 80 points in that first round?
Yeah, but Pittsburgh wasn't shit. Pittsburgh wasn't shit that year, anyways. So, but this is the thing.
That's crazy. He's gonna fuck around and not have a. I mean, he'll land on his feet. He'll get a job.
I've never.
He might not. I don't think he's gonna start next year. I mean, look at the places
he's gonna be a backup
that are remaining.
Once you're a starting quarterback and you get traded, unless you're getting traded, unless it's a 1-for-1, and you're going to be the starter of that team, and they're sending over something.
How's he gonna?
You're gonna be backup.
That's going to be a tough pill, bro.
Yeah, for him.
He's like, Mr. I need to be up front. Everyone look at me.
Yeah, he's attention.
Yeah, Baker loves the attention, and he's not the clutch player that you need him to be all the time, and that's the problem.
And Atlanta already went and got Mariota. So
and Atlanta signed Marcus Mariota, which I actually think that is actually a pretty good signing because Marcus Mariota is not – I always felt like he was in a bad system when he was in Tennessee. That really wasn't made for him.
Well, wasn't that still Arthur Smith?
His deal, he can't stay healthy.
Yes.
That's his thing.
Yes, but they didn't have the same pieces that they had. They didn't have the same kind of pieces in Tennessee that they would have in Atlanta if you had Calvin Ridley. But you do have Pitts.
But he's still young. He's still a young guy.
He's still young. He's 20. He's like 28. And you can use him in a number of different ways. Also, he's a scrambling. He can scramble as well as be a passer. But the thing with Baker Mayfield is that Baker Mayfield is getting into. He's in a weird situation because where is he going to get traded? Where they actually need a quarterback right now?
Seattle's the only team I can think of.
Seattle's the only team that he can go. But he's not. But that's a downgrade for them.
They just picked up a quarterback in that trade. Like, what are you going to do?
They picked up Locke in the trade with Miami.
Not that he's great.
Trade with Denver. I would say they're about the same. If you want to really, one for one, I mean, hey, they're not too far away from each other in terms of talent. But the Panthers need a quarterback. Is having him much better than having boy that was with the Jets?
Yes.
Aaron Donald.
Is that bad?
Darnold's
that bad?
Aaron Darnold, is it? No, that's not right.
Sam Darnold.
USC?
Yeah, SC.
Yeah. SC quarterbacks never fucking get
it. They started off so hot though last year. They started off like 4-0 or 5-0 or something.
Yeah, because
the wheels fell off.
Hey,
I remember they were showing him.
Nobody got no film.
And all this stuff. Yeah.
Nobody has no film after them first 3 weeks. So once they get that film and they get to break you down, then they start to pick apart your
whatever little gadgets you have or whatever, and that stuff washes out, and it's like, we got you.
But I mean, Baker can buy you. Baker can buy you 2 years, for you to find your franchise quarterback of the future. But
see, that's the thing.
I agree.
That means it's over for you. That means it's over for you.
It's already over.
Now you're a stopgap.
If he doesn't do this, what's he gonna do? If he doesn't do that, he's over. Because only them in Seattle are the only teams that didn't just pay somebody or have a better quarterback that I can think of on the top of my head. And there might be one out there. I'm just,
it's for Baker Mayfield. It's not looking great. It's really not. But let's turn back onto this Deshaun Watson situation because really, and the loudest voices are going to be your female sports journalists at this point, Lamina Kimes, Sarah Spain, who I actually think she has some fairly decent takes when she talks about things that have to do with athletes in the sports world. A lot of them, I think, are conflating this a little bit too far into that. Okay, he may not be 100% innocent because something must have happened, but what does that have to do with him being able to play football now that legally he's in the clear? That's where my only caveat comes in, is that I think to myself, okay, the civil suits are the civil suits. There are players who get sued for things and have to go through civil suits that you never hear about while they're still playing football. And you'll never hear about it. Shit, when I was playing, I was getting sued by somebody's business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know.
And not just athletes, all types of folks with
all types of things. People get all the time.
So much easier to file.
And
there is the burden of proof in a civil suit is non-existent.
Yeah.
I think it's just
non-existent. So
it's 51%, I think. So it's a better chance than not.
Even if they said in one, let's say out of 22 civil suits, one of them comes back and says, you know what? Yes, he did something wrong. He has to pay this amount of money. So what does that mean? He's guilty now? Because in the court of law, he's still not guilty.
The land of the law gave its.
I mean, due process.
Due process said that he is not even. There's not even enough to try to prove him guilty.
So this was like what grand where they go in, look at the evidence and go, should we proceed or not proceed?
The grand jury procedure is my sister's a prosecutor. The grand jury procedure is a one-sided procedure. It is a one-sided hearing. Only the prosecution gets to speak in the grand jury setting.
Got it.
So the prosecution lays out all of their evidence. They have everything laid out on the table and say, this is why we think we should prosecute him. We should be able to charge him with this or that. The grand jury comes back and says, no, you don't have enough.
And that means they
so
really
we're not. You didn't even get to the point of pressing charges.
Yeah, that means they had very little.
That means you didn't have nothing.
Nothing, because grand jury sometimes will go along and
let's just see what happens.
Yeah, Yeah, let's try
With
it.
flaky evidence, grand juries have pressed charges against thousands of people.
Thousands.
With flaky evidence.
Thousands.
So if they're going to sit here and say that with these, and they let one of the 22 women was interviewed in the grand jury setting, and they still were like, nah. Now, if you know about, and I've done videos on this, if you know about the some things were leaked out during the course of the investigation about this whole situation. There are text messages out there.
Yeah.
Women texting Deshaun Watson apologizing for their behavior.
Oh no.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff came out during right when they announced the criminal charges were going to come up. Like initially, some of this stuff kind of leaked out. I'm not sure who.
Like text messages of the woman of
but
two women at least.
There was like some
who were like, "I'm sorry, I've never been like that before. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
I really apologize to you. I want to apologize." Like these are text messages, and he's like, he didn't respond to them.
Right.
And then there's other text messages where the women are pressing him, "Hey, we need a decision on this because my lawyer, yada yada," and he's like, "I'm on a flight right now." And then the text messages started getting more hostile from the woman. And then they cut off immediately. She said, "Okay, well, you're going to find out." And then the next thing you know, the FBI says that they're investigating for extortion on some of these women. So
were all these women from a service, from the same company?
No, from IG.
Instagram.
He's meeting all these
fucking.
He's meeting all these chicks on Instagram. I don't think they were even like licensed masseuses.
They're not even licensed masseuses.
Oh,
he's just like looking for hot.
It with these girls.
Yeah, he's just looking for hot joints. That'll like, hey, you want to rub me down?
Okay, I thought
some of this is.
Now there were some of them. No. There were some of them were from a service. Some of them were from a service.
All right, good job, baby.
Congrats.
Yeah, there you go.
Good job, Avery. All right.
So some of these were actually with the service, and it was reported that a lot of because girls talk, people talk in their business. That there was like 3 or 4 of them that were all talking about how they were fucking with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say there were some other text messages from the women to like their friends, like bragging about the shit that went down. So I'm not trying to say that all 22 are now.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there was. Are they all represented by the same attorney?
Yes,
probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's
one
what
attorney
it's
for
the
all
attorney
22.
Running this show up, dude. Getting as
Hey,
many
make sure
girls
the story's
as he
straight.
can. You know what? I'm gonna win all this. He's convincing these women that and getting them together, and all of a sudden they're all, they get together and oh yeah, that makes sense. And they all, then all of a sudden when they start thinking about it, they start speaking one-on-one, they start going, what am I doing? Like this
right.
This isn't like,
well, this
before
is the
you
thing.
know it.
Once the FBI gets involved,
I think
now,
probably just got away from them.
There's 10 criminal complaints that were filed, right? Those were the ones that the grand jury just tossed out.
Like what?
Well,
what
10 criminal complaints.
Uche?
Why aren't there 22?
What were the complaints, Uche?
Dude, I've not read the complaints, but I mean, they're accusing inappropriate behavior, sexual misconduct, sexual assault,
all the way to assault, which I'm not sure.
Sexual assault.
I'm not sure what the difference is in those legally speaking.
Yeah, I'm not qualified enough to talk about what the difference.
Yeah, I'm not an attorney, but
it doesn't. I mean, nothing that sounds good, but
none of it sounds
misconduct
good.
Could be like, hey, you want to, finish me off?
Yeah,
that could be misconduct.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. Could you jiggle my balls?
Yeah.
Right. That might be as much as it was.
That would be considered misconduct.
So now that knowing that these girls are just girls he met on Instagram, and I thought this was like in a professional, because whenever I used a masseuse, they're
like ours were at the team facility.
Like
with like other people next to you.
Yeah, like a room full of guys getting,
it's like
worked on.
4 dudes laying next to each other. There's
knowing that he's just meeting these, like, I just can't. I mean, my Instagram got hacked a couple weeks ago, and people are just so freaking grimy, man. You just cannot trust anybody, dude. Like, no one. So knowing that these girls, a lot of times, and a lot of times it's not even the girls, it's someone above them that's telling them,
Sure. Yeah.
you know, their handler or whatever it is, or their boyfriend or whatever. They're the ones making these women, putting them in positions where they don't have a choice, right? And
Yeah.
God, it's
fucked up, but it's also, I mean, look, from a woman's standpoint, I can understand where there's where there's suspicion in these, you know, when you talk about, you know, a lot of the sports journalists who are, you know, notedly enough, making some money talking about this, getting clicks and views talking about it, even though they want to talk about how disappointed they are in the NFL and the Cleveland Browns. Well, you're reporting on it and you're getting paid. And you're not going to stop working for the NFL. You're not going to stop reporting on NFL stuff. So then what are you really talking about? You're going to say you're mad about this and you don't like what they're doing and they don't like women, but you still going to be covering the NFL all through the draft, all through OTAs, all through training camp, and through the season because you want that check. So what is it really that you complaining about here when, from the legal due process standpoint, we're done with that. It's over. Now you mad that he's getting money?
What else do you want?
He's getting paid.
What do you want him to do?
What you want?
Do you want him to you want him to voluntarily never play again?
You know what I mean? Like, what do you want him to do?
Even though I didn't get any charges, I'll just stop playing football. I'm gonna go get this Urban Meyer $15 an hour job.
Let me pull this up. Because
I mean,
because I saw this shit and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
You go back as far as like O.J. Simpson, and it's like, dude, I went through the process and I'm innocent.
Yeah,
like
I did everything I was supposed to do.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might think something, but dude, it was proven that no. And I know it gets down to things, but that's our system. That's what you have to go on. Like the man,
right?
It didn't even go to a guilty or not guilty. It was, this is bullshit. Bye. This is a waste of our time. And they
didn't even go to court. This wasn't even like, yo, he's got to be, you know, he's going to be found innocent or guilty. He could go to prison. They didn't even get to that. They didn't even get to giving him charges.
See, and you know what? Think about those guys that are in college that a woman can go to the, you know, campus police and say so-and-so did this without any evidence.
Brian Banks.
Yeah. With no evidence, nothing. They go, they arrest you, they put you in jail. What is it said? So-and-so arrested on whatever, sexual whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that ruined that. Just not
so
even
many
the fact
careers.
I didn't do anything and he gets out, but it's still, that ruins his career.
So many careers and reputations.
I mean,
now it sucks because there are actually women getting assaulted. Yes, I acknowledge that. That really fucking sucks.
Yeah, I have 3 daughters and I couldn't imagine that. But at the same time, it's like.
But now I just made up a story and, I mean, sentence someone to, you know, never have a career.
If you're wrong, you could easily condemn somebody to having their life ruined just as much as
my wife right now could call the police.
If it happened.
My wife right now could call the police and say that I feel unsafe and Stuart did this, and they would come and they would arrest me and take me away.
Yeah.
Without having any evidence, nothing at all.
You're right.
But it's like, if
cops show up to a domestic disturbance, someone has to leave.
Yes. At the minimum, right? At the bare minimum.
We need an opposing viewpoint for a discussion like this. You're in an echo chamber. Well, we're not. I don't think we're necessarily trying to say who's right and who's wrong. What we're trying to say is, why does this now have to have an effect on his ability to make money? It's already been determined that they're not going anywhere with this. So what do you want the Cleveland Browns to do? Not pay him? Because he is still the biggest commodity in the NFL at the quarterback position coming into this free agency period. He was the prize. That's what every team that needed a quarterback was looking at. So it all hinged on whether or not there was anything happening with this case. There was that. This is what it all hinged on. So now that the grand jury has said that there's nothing is going to happen here, it's not about whether what happened or not.
Yeah, what would you like us to argue? How can we argue
can't
against
he get paid?
Well, I think here's a true testament too. It's what he does from now on. Now, if something else pops up, then it's like, okay, like, yeah, dude, really? Like, come on, man. But if not, I mean, like, time will tell, right? I mean, at this point, you got to go with the fact that the guys didn't do anything.
And likely he will be suspended for
he's
the
going to be
greater part of
suspended.
a season, if not a season.
Will we really?
Most likely. I mean,
he's going to catch at least 6 games. I would bet.
Well, how does that work with that guaranteed contract?
Well, that's
why his salary.
He only got $1 million in the first season. Only
so
$1 million base salary.
Can only be fined.
So if he gets suspended for the whole, whole year, he only loses $1 million.
Really? Okay.
So I mean, I guess would that make
is not something that is not a unheard of tactic that the NFL teams will use.
Somebody very popular, a very popular quarterback has already done the same exact thing. Different.
But he was caught cheating, literally cheating. Tom Brady deflated footballs.
Deflategate.
Yeah.
And when he got suspended, when they gave him a contract, they made sure they only give him $1 million on his first year of the contract, so that when he got suspended, he would not lose any money.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said a word.
Oh,
nobody
you're forfeiting those
protecting. Yeah, you forfeit that money.
The game checks.
They're protecting him.
Yeah.
They're protecting him.
So you can only go after that game check.
And this tweet is why I'm really talking about this part of the situation, because again, I really truly want to know, like, what do you want a team to do? It says here, did the comprehensive evaluation process that the Browns had involve talking to the 22 women who've accused Deshaun Watson of sexual assault? Did it involve talking to the attorney? Unless the Haslam's did that, it's not comprehensive. It's selective.
Do all 32 teams have their own police department? Or their own FBI? You think they're better than the fucking FBI?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, they want nothing to do with it. They have no reason to even to talk to those stuff.
That's not how getting a job works. They don't go ask. If you had an assault charge, a physical assault charge 5 years ago, when you go to get a job at the bank, they're not going to go call the person who accused you of assault to ask them about you. They're not going to do that. That's not how getting a job works. It's never has been.
They do a criminal background
check.
They look at
and you know what?
Comes
on
up
Deshaun
and you
Watson's background
of a crime, they are not searching.
Yeah.
And on Deshaun Watson's background, there is no charges of sexual assault at all, because the grand jury said no. So there's not even anything for them to look at if you're talking about the traditional due diligence of a team trying to sign, of an employer trying to hire an employee.
Yeah, no one else would do that. There. No other industry.
Nobody else would do that. So why do y'all want them to go talk to the accusers when that's not even part of protocol for hiring somebody?
For anyone ever, anywhere.
For anyone else. You want him to be treated differently than everybody else gets treated.
Now, if you have, qualms with the legal system or, justice system, I mean, you probably need to go talk to your
local 501 post or whatever it is.
I am not qualified to debate that.
And here's the thing too. I hope that people don't think that we're
not saying he's innocent of having done something shady.
I'm always saying if he's available, he is available. I want him. That's it.
Yes, we're just saying that from a football standpoint, football being a business and a form of livelihood, that football business does not care once he is cleared of criminal liability. They're like, okay, he's available. Now we're back to football.
Yeah.
So they're not going to even look at this and be like.
And I think this too, the fact that it didn't even go to court.
That's the thing that kills me. Like, they're not even going.
It wasn't a guilty or not.
He's not even getting a mug shot. He's not even getting a mug shot.
Yeah, it was questioning.
Basically, it was questioning, and then I mean, look, the grand jury is just the step before you charge somebody. Then you're charged, then you get booked, then you get in a lawyer, then they go through discovery, then they go through the trial. Like, they didn't even get to the first step.
The prosecutor, I guarantee you had a hard on, like, guys. I mean, I guarantee you.
Yeah, if you could.
This was the case. Like, this was something where he was going to.
That's going to make his career.
Prosecutors make their names off of this. This motherfucker will be on TV anytime he ever walks out his house.
And then he's going to be
kitchen sink at them. And they're like, no.
And then he's going to be working defense next year.
Yeah.
He's going to the
switch
private
sides.
sector to make that money as soon as he gets this one.
Because that's, because in their world, it's a game like it is in the league. Like, once they get a chance to dunk on like the biggest name out there, they trying to dunk.
And you can't even go, well, he just had the money to buy good attorneys. Like, he didn't even need to do that.
Yeah, he didn't defend himself.
And that's another
There's
part
no
of the
defense.
craziness. There was no voice for the defense in the grand jury setting. It was literally just the prosecutor. So you get to present all the evidence you want, completely unchallenged. It can be as slanted and as biased as you want it to be, and it can make him look completely and utterly guilty. And if you can't get charges off that, then there was nothing there that legally they could stand on. And that's what it boils down to.
Did I freeze or did you guys freeze?
No,
it must have been you.
Must have been you.
But you're back now.
All right.
So, for me, I get it. I get it. I got 2 daughters. A lot of bad things happen to women, and it's scary. It's scary to think about it because motherfuckers act reckless.
Guys are creepy.
Sometimes.
98% of guys are creeps. And they're the number one killer. The number one reason women die are men.
Yeah. Dude, it's creepy. It's scary. It's like, it's so like, like what?
Well, see, here's the thing that people don't realize is a football player would be the way he is if he didn't play football. You know what I'm saying? It's not like like
this is not exclusive to the NFL.
Some guys are awkward. Some guys are like
some guys are fucking creepy. Some guys are gross. You know what I mean?
No problems you see with players are exclusive to the NFL.
No,
they're highlighted because these guys are
public
famous
figures
and have some money.
Yeah, and another thing,
believe me, there's tons of cats in the prison right now with the same charges.
Exactly. There's a cemetery full of cats not knowing, like Tupac said. Like, a woman can get you buried just as quickly as anything. In a heartbeat. But in this situation, even with at least in the NFL, statistically speaking, we commit crimes at a far lower rate than general public. Domestic abuse at a far lower rate. A lot of DUIs at a far lower rate. These are all things, when we come into the what's it called? The orientation, the NFL orientation when we're rookies. They put all that info out there. The symposium. They put all that info out there. We are who we are, but we're also cognizant of that we are like public figures. So we're not going to go do something. I'm not going to. I was never even thought about doing some dumb shit when I was like that. When I was,
if anything, we're overly apologetic,
overly cautious about shit. Yeah,
overly cautious, and hey, sorry, dude. Hey, man, everything, and
hey,
you're the ones.
You sure you good? Crap. You good?
Yeah, like, hey, man, hey, here's some tickets, and here's that. And, hey, let me pay for that, and this.
Right. Yeah.
We have no leg to stand on, to be honest with you. Really, And I don't want to sit here and
because technically we're not necessarily entitled to that due process in order to suspend or not suspend. Like, that's completely different.
It's not about whether it's not even about whether we got charged with something as far as the NFL's concerned.
Nope.
They just do it because you just
protect the shield.
It's the headlines.
It's protecting the shield. The fact that it happened means your ass ain't playing next season.
Nope.
Look at Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley bet $1,500 on his team to win. He wasn't even. It was like he just.
When was this?
I'm a Falcon. This was a couple weeks ago
or 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
Calvin Ridley went online. He was in Florida. He signed up for like a DraftKings type site,
which is legal.
Meanwhile, he's on in Florida. It's legal.
In Florida, it's legal, but he's a player, so he can't.
At the time, he's on the NFI list also. So technically,
and he was hurt. He wasn't playing
with the team.
No, he was taking a mental break. He was taking a break for
NFI, not
non-football injury.
Oh, okay.
So he's not with the team.
No team.
Well,
he's signed to the Falcons.
He is under contract with the Falcons.
Okay,
but he is not in any facilities. He's away from the team.
He's not part of team activities in any way because he's not with the team. So he was in Florida at the time. Now he's in Florida. He put $1,500 worth of parlay bets on the Falcons to win, and because they're playing Jacksonville that week. And the NFL actually has a system that is made to catch players who are betting on games. So his name was reported to the NFL. The NFL just suspended him for the entire 2022 season, and he was going to make $11 million. So he's going to lose $11 million just because he did something that was perfectly legal, technically, in the eyes of the law, but as far as the NFL is concerned, it's against the charter. It's against the Constitution.
We all know that sign is up in every locker room.
Yeah, it's up in every locker room. Don't be betting.
This is addressed. Code of conduct. You cannot bet on NFL games.
Right.
Yeah, you've seen the fucking posters that are up.
Well, I remember back then, but obviously things are different now. It's similar to like marijuana.
That's the same. That hasn't changed.
It's similar to marijuana use, correct? Even though it's legal in states, can NFL players?
Well, now the NFL you won't get in trouble if you fell for marijuana now. I believe.
So they still test for it then? True. Well, I guess in the states where like Indiana, if you're playing for the Colts, it's not legal.
Let me do a check on that.
That's a good question. Quick. I don't believe we're there yet.
I would think the NFL says that.
But soon, I think that's going to be.
Well, it should be. I mean, it's not. It's not a performance enhancer by any means.
Yeah, if anything, it's performance decreasing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
out there running like half speed.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says okay. NFL players can smoke marijuana for the first time during the offseason, and the window opened on 4/20. NFL won't drug test for THC in players. From April to August 9th, they won't test for for weed.
So during the season?
So they'll test during the season, but they won't test.
Probably regular protocol, the random.
Wait, so they'll do that one test like in training camp, like always.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming
they'll do the training camp test, and then
if you're not previously in the program,
if you're not in the program,
you're probably good.
Yeah.
For the year.
That's it. Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah. That'd be it.
Yeah, you won't. They say you won't get tested for THC until the preseason.
Okay.
Damn! You know the motherfuckers failed me on a test for 2 nanograms of fucking weed in my system.
See?
Fuckers.
Now, like, imagine like the number of careers that would be completely different.
No, I didn't get suspended. I was just in fucking the program for 2 seasons. That was my rookie year.
Sucks. The program sucks, dude. I remember Kelly Butler, an offensive lineman. He was visiting, and they came, like, called and like drove to my house. I'm like, is it that serious, bro?
Bro, it's dead ass serious. They're
coming to get you.
Found me I was at the Super Bowl my rookie year, and they caught me coming in a hotel with the female. Like, hey, Uche. I'm like, bitch, it's Uche. Like, yeah, Phil Raines from my NFL. Need to get a urine sample. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm drunk. What you mean?
It's gonna be all Hennessy.
That's real. That's all right. That's okay.
They don't care. Just doing my job.
So with the whole situation here, and I guess maybe like let me take a look at this because okay, so this is the Haslams. The Haslams are the owners of the Browns. They say we spent a tremendous amount of time exploring and investigating the opportunity to trade for Deshaun Watson. We are acutely aware and empathetic to the highly personal sentiments expressed about this decision. Our team's comprehensive evaluation process was of utmost importance due to the sensitive nature of his situation and the complex factors involved. We also understand that there are still some legal proceedings that are ongoing, and we will respect due process. It was pivotal that we, along with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, meet with Deshaun to have a straightforward dialogue, discuss our priorities, and hear directly from him on how he wants to approach his career on and off the field. He was humble, sincere, and candid. In their conversations, Deshaun detailed his commitment to leading our team. He understands and embraces the hard work needed to build his name, both in the community and off the field. Those in-depth conversations, the extensive evaluation process, his dedication to being a great teammate, and devotion to helping others within the NFL, within the community, and through his charitable initiatives provide the foundation for us to pursue Deshaun. We're confident in Deshaun and excited about moving forward with him as our quarterback and supporting his genuine and determined efforts. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, in my opinion, and this is just purely speaking football. No blood, no foul. No blood, no charges. They're going to sign him. Does it mean that he's totally absolved? Does it mean he's absolved? Does it mean he's absolved of whether he actually whether something happened that made these women uncomfortable?
Legally speaking?
No. Legally speaking, there's nothing that says he did anything illegal.
He can't be charged again?
Yes. Well, they didn't even bring charges. So there's not even anything there.
Actually, didn't even charge. Yeah, you're
right. I guess so. If you're not charged, I guess you could still be charged at a later date then.
So in the court of public opinion, yes, we can all have everybody can have their take. And, there are going to be people who are mad about him getting paid this money. But I'll tell you this. You would have been mad anyways, because if this didn't happen, if the 22 women never existed, he still would have got this money. He still would have got it all. And it would have been guaranteed. So there's not anything here that would have played out any differently than it would have had these women not been around. But the women were around, and there's civil suits coming for him, and he's gonna need that money because he might have to pay out some of it. Yeah. Which I'm
glad I came on here because my opinion of him was really this guy's messing around with women and being being a weirdo and being a creep and all this stuff and. I'm like, dude, this guy, why would anyone want this guy involved in their organization? But knowing this stuff now and getting more information. And again, I didn't do my research, that's why I didn't make too many comments of it. Cause I didn't do my due diligence, but listening to it, it sounds like to me, this attorney thought that he was going to get all these women together, have this class action. Well, it could be a class action lawsuit. Now, I'm not sure on that, but let's get these women together. Let's get this guy for all his money. And I don't care about the women at all. I'm just looking for a payday. And I see 22 women it does. Lawyers.
They like money too.
He's going to get a piece of every settlement that comes out of those lawsuits.
They like money just as much as
he's going to get paid. Now, what do I think about him personally? Hey, honestly, I would not be opposed to saying that maybe Deshaun Watson's a piece of shit. But at the same time, if I was his teammate, wouldn't be mad. Wouldn't be mad to have him as a teammate because I know what his abilities are as a player. Now, personally, I wouldn't hang out with him. I wouldn't have my people around him.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. That's where there's that 2 degrees of separation between the real world and football's world. Because football's world only cares so much about the real world. Only when it affects the bottom line will they make a shift to adapt to it. But outside of that, it's a different world in the NFL.
Yeah, I can't.
And they don't play by the same rules.
I can't get mad at a man that, first of all, maybe was accused of something, but again, I'm just meeting him for the first time. Why should I hold something against him that is saying something negative to him when he didn't do anything to me, right? He hasn't done anything to me. He was proven innocent. So why should I all automatically hold this grudge against some guy? I mean, that's pretty shitty as a human being, man.
Yeah, and I think he had an opportunity to settle a lot of these cases before any of this got out, and he said he wanted to fight.
So that shows you right there.
He said he wanted to go to trial.
Because you see guys, it doesn't get to trial.
Because I guarantee some of these owners probably have some settlements.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on, man. Let's talk about Robert Kraft for a second.
Some of these cats, I can almost guarantee you.
Settled on a court for an undisclosed amount.
Yes, I can guarantee you.
Hey, listen, come here. What do you want?
Yes.
Michael Jackson.
I mean,
rich and powerful men.
They found out that he didn't actually do it because the family came out and said, "Yeah, we actually did do it for money."
Yeah.
Rich and powerful men.
So, but motherfuckers who there's two
settlements.
Come here, let's settle this. I mean,
exactly.
Bill Cosby. I heard stories of Bill Cosby was paying for girls' educations and their scholarships and like doing a whole bunch of stuff when they found out. And, all right, yeah, you know what? Just write us a check and we'll mosey on along. And
look, man, I don't want to sound like I'm minimizing the seriousness of sexual assault.
No, this is dead ass serious.
It's dead ass serious, and like I said, I had teammates. I mean, shit. Maybe you might know who I'm talking about, Stu. But there was somebody on our team who had to go through something like that at Purdue, and I mean, it was handled quietly, but you could tell he was fucked up because he was completely different.
It's not fair because the allegations, it's innocent till proven guilty. Not I'm guilty now. I have to prove to you I'm innocent. Like that's not the way it's supposed to work.
You know, and his whole demeanor changed, his whole attitude, you could tell he was depressed, everything. Because
I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine someone, you know, saying that and accusing you of something like that. And no one believe, like, it's but again, you know, like you said, man, there's a lot of
and look, man,
out there, man.
And I actually have a very quick story about this because it almost happened to me one time, but this was but it's not in the way you think, So this is in Jacksonville. It's the summertime. Me and my buddy, we go out. A chick that I knew, she met us out there with. It was her and
that's how all bad stories start, right?
That's
there.
How they all start. So this is what happens, right? And this is when I was like, this is why I do not fuck around when it comes to this type of stuff. Like I will ask repeatedly,
Yep.
Is everything okay here?
Yeah.
But these girls come back to my crib with me and my homeboy. We're just in the crib, like we're just like and her friend, the girl that I know, her friend is drunk. I wouldn't say we're wasted, but we're all tipsy.
Bye.
And her friend is drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my homeboy, he's just hanging out on the patio in the back, smoking a cigarette. And the chick, you know, the chick is like not feeling him. So she's getting mad because he's just like, okay, well, you ain't feeling me. Well, I'm just chilling then.
Right.
And she gets mad because her friend wants, you know, me and her friend, like, we about to go to the bedroom. We out. We're done. We about to go call it a night.
You're not going to leave me out here with this dude.
Hey, she got fucking pissed, right? She got super pissed. She called the police in my house.
Oh,
and we're like, yo, and I, you know, and my homeboy's banging on my door, like, yo, come out here, bro. She's calling the cops. And because she's like, what are you in there doing with my friend? She's called the cops.
There's nothing you can do either.
So I come running out the room like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? And she's on the phone with the cops.
Full stop.
We're like, yo, you know, me and my boy, and I look at the old girl, and she's like, what the fuck is she doing? She says, I need y'all to send cops here.
Oh,
this guy is raping my friend.
Wow.
That's when me, my homeboy, and the chick were like, oh, hell no. You got to get the fuck out now. Bruh, what I didn't know was they sent two cop cars to my house. Like before, like they were at my crib, like, and I was in a gated community.
Hey, you know, them dudes were.
They came up. These motherfucking cop cars. Pull up on my house, right? They pull up on my house, and the crazy part about this was because that chick was super drunk and she was on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother was one of the cops.
Oh wow!
And he was embarrassed when he got there. He was like, oh my God. Because I was like, bruh, we literally have been standing in my fucking, like, in the foyer area in my crib the last 20 minutes telling her to chill out. Like, nothing is happening. Like, I know her. Like, nothing is happening. She's lying on the phone saying that I was raping her friend. So he comes in, like,
here's the friend.
They cut off their lights. They cut their lights off.
Yeah.
And fucking the cop, like, you know, he came over, he took me to the side, like, hey, man, I'm sorry. He was fucking hot because that was his little sister, was the drunk chick.
Yeah.
He fucking takes her by the arm, drags her into the cop car, and they drive off. I was like, whew. And my homeboy Twin, he's from Chicago. He's like, hey, Joe, that shit could have been real fucked up right there.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
yeah, that could have easily been
so that was like the closest experience I've had with something like that. But I mean, all it took was her saying that shit on the phone, and there was 2 squad cars in my house within 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Uche, come outside for a second. Why you? What? No, I ain't going nowhere. What the?
I mean, because they came up to my door and they was like ready to go. I'm like, I opened the door. I'm like, hey.
Dude, my dumb ass about 4 years ago, me and Chrissy got into it. My wife got into this stupid argument, and so I called the police. Being
You
a
end up going to
dumbass.
jail.
They came in right at me. I'm like, I'm the one who called you, motherfuckers. Like, what the hell, man? Like, I was in my office on the couch, and they were asking me questions, and they said, "Get up and stand up when you talk about." I said, "Who in the fuck do you think you're?" They said, "This is my house, and I'm the one who called you guys." Yeah. Then I'm like, why did I do that? That's the dumbest thing I could ever fucking. Plus, I was drunk, being stupid, right? Oh, looks like you've been drinking, Mister. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what? Don't involve the police.
Well, actually,
why did I do that? That's the dumbest thing. And even my wife's like, you're stupid. I'm like,
so,
you're probably right.
Idea.
You got me on that one.
I'm like, dude, never involve the police because for us, they see us, we're big, right? They're
already on guard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're sweating, so they think we're on all these different type of. Hey, why are you sweating? Get your hands out of your pockets. Oh shit!
Like, I just gotta lay on the floor like this. I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything.
Like, dude, I am fucking scared of you guys.
Yes.
I am terrified.
Don't y'all? You guys watch the news, right?
Yeah, like, dude, like, there's 3 of you, and there's 1 of me, and there's more guys pulling up, and I'm thinking, you guys are asking me questions, and I know where this is going, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very scary situation. So I'm glad. First of all, I've been with my wife for 20 years. I'm very fortunate to have had her in college, which didn't allow me to fraternize and go out. But even when I was growing up, women, they were always about 17th or 18th on my list of priorities, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
I was never rude to them, right? I had 2 girlfriends in high school. My 3rd girlfriend was Chrissy, who I'm married to now. But some guys, it's like they're just that's all they can think about is just women. And I'm like, dude, man, it's just it's gonna do, like, the more people you involve in your life, there's just gonna be some freaking messed up situations.
The more complicated things get, that's the problem. It's just shit gets complicated. You got
I've
way
had
too
it
much.
before. We're like, no, you guys bye, or like, listen, bro, don't bring your sister around tonight. Like, it's not cool. Like, don't bring your wife. Like, I can control myself, but my buddies back here, like, dude, like, that they don't give a fuck who you are. And if and your wife's being very flirty and like, what, like, just, I can, like, you just go. I already know where this is heading. Like, and then the girl will start a fight with the husband. You know what I mean? And he starts drinking and he's drunk. I'm going to go out with you guys. No, you're not. No, you're going to go sit in the bedroom with him. Like, you're not going out with us.
There's so many crazy stories.
But as a young man,
start just like
alcohol's involved, and
we're young. When we're like in our 20s, we ain't think about none of that shit, man. I used to go out, man.
You're invincible.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, I am bulletproof. Fuck you. Like, that's how you used to think. You know what I mean? But also the one thing that I knew that was kryptonite for any athlete is don't have no chick saying you did something that don't have a chick. Don't do something that makes a woman feel like you're being inappropriate. There you go. Once you do that, your ass, you can't defend that.
Right.
You cannot defend it.
And that's what I was saying.
Only the lucky ones get out of it.
Most of the time, we go above and beyond to make sure
they're comfortable.
Yes.
Hey, some guys, I see the way they treat, and I'm like,
bro, in my whole life, and I'll tell a chick, straight to her face, I will never force you to do anything you don't want to do.
No.
Yep.
And I will always ask just to make sure. So don't feel weird if I'm like, you good?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's not me wanting to pressure you. It's me, like, making sure that everything here is still consensual, because I can't read your mind. And there are women out there who
I'm going home with you tonight. No,
but there are women out there who have been in situations where it wasn't consensual, But how did the dude know? The dude wouldn't have known because he didn't ask.
Right? Yeah, you gotta.
Because she didn't say nothing while he was doing it.
I mean, it's almost to the point where you need a body cam as a bachelor.
You need if you're going
to be in the streets, you got to be
these motherfuckers. Like,
somehow. I mean, I know you can't record people, or anything like that, but
here's the rule. Here's one thing that always, like, if I know I could have, because a lot of times it's the flirting and like the knowing that you
like, hey, I still got it.
I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This right here gives me that boost of like I'm still a stud.
That macho confidence
without all of the garbage, dude. It's just like I can I can picture what will happen. That's good enough for me. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
I hope you had a pleasant evening.
Yep.
I bid you adieu.
And then usually what happens then is that makes them even go crazier. Like, why is he ignoring me? And it's like, oh, buddy. But yeah,
I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, what it will, for all of us, and for anybody, but even more so when you're people who are, people who you can Google, people who are public figures, who've had careers or have careers, and are in the public eye. There is always, because you've seen it happen to cats where all it took was a word and it was done for them. So you see it, and that's there's one of three things that I always, no matter how belligerent I am in any situation, there are three things that are hardwired in my brain: no rape, no rapey, no shooting, and really no police. Don't have yourself in a situation where the police are going to be here.
Don't get behind the wheel.
Well, and the other thing is too, though, is you. I mean, with the way that America is, I mean, depending on what your race is and where you're at, like sometimes it's going to be more issues if they do call.
True. That's true. And that's the thing when it happens.
They maybe understand, but all of a sudden, here I see what's going on here.
Exactly.
I can easily see, like the story you described, Stu. I could easily see that, if that's a little tanner fella, I could easily see that escalating.
I'm telling you, dude, like,
who knows?
When that chick called the cops, chick called the cops,
and I'm sure
and started talking to them, and then
I'm not trying to diminish it. I'm sure it was still very scary, but I mean, they pull up on a brother like that,
Hey, straight up, like, whoa!
I've never had a good experience with the police. I really haven't. I unfortunately, serve and protect is the policeman's motto, but it's somewhere changed to where they're against us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I say us, I mean public.
Everybody.
You know what I mean?
It turned into them being community protectors to being community enforcers.
Yeah.
And that is the problem.
They mistreat a fair number of white folks too. So
yes, they mistreat white folks just like they mistreat black folks.
They have too much
it's not
power.
Like white folks. It's not white folks like like those suburban upper middle class. Yeah. It's the more in line with poverty white folks and black people. Yep. Those are the ones that they enforce on.
It is unfortunately them looking down upon someone because of stereotypes or whatever. And that really bothered me. And my father, as a deputy sheriff, always told me, treat everybody the way you want to be treated, man.
That's
you know what I mean? I've been around. Why are you hanging out with that person? He didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
Like,
as far as I can tell,
every time I've talked to the guy, we've been cool as hell. Like, I like the dude. I don't care what he does on his own time or what he's done in the past. Like, how can I hold him accountable when I had nothing to do with it? And he, like, if he does something to me, then I shouldn't be hanging out with the guy or whatever, or my family. But like that guy, that guy murdered someone. Well, didn't murder anyone I know. And who knows? Maybe the guy deserved it. Shit, I don't know. But it's like, just because you're in a certain area.
Was it self-defense? If it was murder, why is he out here in the public right now?
It's just like, it's like people get off on being able to do this.
Put somebody else down and say that person's lower than me and this and that. And, again, that's where I think for most of us, a police officer in a situation where somebody, a certain, or not even a police officer, not even just a police officer, but again, you look at Deshaun Watson situation, you got a prosecutor who has an opportunity to make his entire life off of one case. You know what I mean? In college, when we're at Purdue, like when you're at Texas, those officers would love to arrest a player just so their name can be in the paper the next day.
Oh, trust me. Oh, those guys.
Just for that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
they love
that's where, and that's the tough part about it, where, you know, that's where there's extra caution there. And that's where, again, when you look at, we're so cautious with that because that degree of separation between our real life and our football life, we don't want them to collide. Yeah. Because that's when things get messed up.
You know what's funny, guys? Hopefully, I'm assuming you'll probably agree with me, but people think like, oh, tell them your name. No. Like, listen. When I tell people who they try to fuck me somehow. Yeah. They try to screw me over. Like, I don't tell them who I am. Like,
I don't tell people what I did or who I am.
No.
If they know, they know. If they don't, no.
It's gone the other way a lot more times than it's actually like
help me out. Like they say, anything you say can and will be used against you.
Yes.
Do you know who the fuck I am?
You're about to be eating some concrete, motherfucker.
Motherfucker who about to get body slammed.
Or everyone knows them, so you just get to have that. Like, no, dude, they come at you way worse.
Yeah.
And they know right away when they
look at this. Look at this. That's your boy's dad is in the chat. Woo, Pops. What up?
Your dad?
Yeah.
Where's
I hope
he
we didn't
at?
hear that story. Back in Texas. In Texas.
Why do I keep forgetting you're from Texas? That's right.
Yeah, man. So I mean, again, no. I think that everybody's making, good points that you never want to be, the guy who has to deal with the cops.
Yeah,
because them cats,
like you said, it's completely different from back in the day. My grandfather was a cop for 40 some odd years, and it was like fucking Andy Griffith show. Cops are out there in the community.
Let me drive you home, son.
Everyone knows his name.
Yeah.
Walk into someone's house and have a conversation with them about what's going on. I mean, they had like an investment in their communities back then.
Yeah, people felt like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? We're having some issues right now, man. Like, we're fighting, and like now it's like you don't say, like, that's the thing. You know what? I need an attorney. You don't say nothing. Like, they're not there. They're there to get a conviction on you. They're not there to help you at all. They're not trying to figure out. Like, when they ask those questions,
nothing that they're going to tell you that is going to help you.
Yeah.
No.
But it will be on record when you get to court.
Like you get pulled over.
Don't say shit.
Hey, dude. Hey, no big. Like, dude, if you give me that breathalyzer, because I know I've had a couple beers. If I blow over a 0.08, it's my third DUI, and I could go to jail and lose my. Hey, listen, man. It's not. Just come on, and not that big of, like, maybe not to you, but dude, this is gonna ruin my life. Like,
yeah, this is the life changer.
We're both talking here. Like, I understand. Like, you can smell. Like, I was drinking, dude. I was, but dude, like, if I'm probably gonna blow over a 0.08, which is nothing,
right?
But I'm gonna lose my job. My wife is going to divorce me. I'm gonna lose my kids. I'm gonna have nothing. Like, can you level with me here, dude? And they won't. They just like. Rarely would they ever help. If you're being honest, it's better off just to
better off to lie now.
Yeah,
that's what I say about us.
Why'd you lie?
Just take me in, and just take me in. I'm not taking no breathalyzer.
How about this, sir? I will let you punch me in the face as hard as you can.
or like this. Why'd you run? Well, if I stood here, I'm gonna get caught. If I run, at least there's a chance I won't get caught, and I'm not going to get in any more trouble either way. So why wouldn't I?
Yeah, what's evading capture on top of whatever I was doing?
That's just a Class C misdemeanor. We're good.
I'm in here for a fucking felony. Like, what's?
But it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? It shouldn't.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Well, look, it's a money racket, man. It's a money racket because you know what? They charge you for being in jail. They charge you for being on probation. They charge you for getting tickets. They getting bread, and the cops are getting bonuses off of doing it.
If you can afford to pay for the weekly random drug test, and you can afford to pay, they're gonna. Because I'm looking around, I'm thinking, because I've had my issues with DUIs and things, and I'm looking around going, I know these guys can't pay for where's their money coming from? So you know what? Those guys that can't pay, they don't even have them come in. They don't even know what their addresses are. But if they know where you live, they are going to, and they know that you can, like, it's almost like the more you tell them and the more upfront you are, the more they come to you.
Yeah, there are tens of thousands of people in jail just because they can't afford to not be there.
Yeah. And they're still getting charged to be in it.
Yep.
So it's not even like once you go to jail, you know, hey, you paying your debt back to society and you're good to go. No, you actually owe them money once you come out.
So here's
and if you don't pay it, they're gonna put you back in, and you're gonna owe them more money. So it's a revoluting cycle. That's just, I mean, it's fucking, it's crazy. It breaks people.
So I listened to a podcast called Generation Y, and they'll go over either wrongfully convicted or unsolved cases or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if someone is wrongfully convicted, which I want to say it's either 10 or 20% of all people incarcerated are wrongly accused. I mean, it's a very high.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Like
it's amazing.
There's such technicality in law that sometimes you didn't commit a crime, but by a technical nature. But other times,
dude, a lot of time it's the prosecutor and judge hiding evidence. It's false confessions. It's cops not giving the guy an attorney. It's holding them in.
It's police officers lying on the fucking report, which I think happens in 80% of fucking police cases.
So
these motherfuckers say whatever they want on the police report, whatever they want, and it's taken as truth. That's unbelievable to me.
If you are wrongfully convicted, I might be jumbling this up a bit, and I don't know if it's state for state, but I think it's like if you're wrongfully convicted, you are supposed to be reimbursed like $82,000 for every year that you were incarcerated. But the only time money is ever awarded is if you were proven not innocent only through DNA. That's it. Because some people get their cases retried and they look at the evidence and they
recant a story or something,
and they don't pay them anything, and they could be in there for 23, and all they say is, you know what? Sorry,
you're a free man. Sorry. Now I don't
better
get mad
next time
at the people who let him out. Like, look, that judge didn't have nothing to do with your case when you went to prison. So yes, they're sorry, and he probably is sincere, but the institution owes me. And that's the
crazy thing. Sometimes it's not the same prosecutor judge, and they'll still withhold it. And it's like, well, dude, let the dude out. Like the person that said it, he did the thing, came back and said, no, he didn't do it. And they're like, no, it's already.
And now he's really gonna get that Urban Meyer 15-hour job.
Hey, and you know, and one person who was notoriously known for that, and and this is the fact. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris did that to a lot of cats out in Cali who were proven to be innocent through DNA evidence, and she did not let them out.
So did Sotomayor. Sotomayor on the
Supreme Court.
Yep.
She's done that too, where they went through and said, "Listen, the guy that's in there, his DNA didn't match. We know whose guys did it, and she still didn't." Whatever. I'm thinking that is
because it doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, okay, so and a lot of times, they don't do it because of the person that came before them put them on.
Yeah.
So they don't want to protect their integrity, their integrity. But no. When a wrong is done, integrity for whoever committed the wrong. If you knew that you were committing the wrong, there ain't no integrity left for your ass. You done.
And then some people are profiting by bodies being in prisons.
And then there's profiting.
That's for another day.
That's for another day. It is. We're going
down
a rabbit hole right now, ain't we?
Whole other can of worms. We'll be here till
whole rabbit hole. We went.
I came in here and messed your whole podcast, your live stream up, dude.
No, man, it's a good conversation, man. It's a good conversation.
Well, I think it's nice sometimes for us to be able to express a little bit of our thoughts,
it's our own humanity, our own like vulnerability and that we play a sport that requires us to be macho, requires us to be, alphas, but shit, we've been in situations where we ain't have control over everything for a minute. Like, it was like, okay, I'm kind of at the mercy of this. Right. You know what I mean? And it's not easy, but
we just go into
like a normal person.
Everyone thinks we just go into the Xbox, and come out on Sunday and it's it. Like, no,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like fucking Monday to Saturday, we got to have a whole life too.
Yep,
it's just like everyone else.
You're absolutely, and they think it's a MTV videos, cribs shoot for the rest. We're on a boat and we're just, it's like, dude, no, we're working like 15 hours a day.
Yeah,
it's pretty much all year round. Like, why don't you call me back? Like, I was at work. What do you mean you're at work? Yeah, I'm at work. What are you talking about, dude? Like, yeah, I'm at. What do you mean? You're just playing football? Like, dude,
it's a business. It's work. Like, I get in here at 6 a.m. I leave at like 6 p.m.
And then at night, I'm still putting in time.
Yeah,
and
at night, I get a nice little hour in before I eat, just to fucking look at film, and then
every
I'm going
week
to bed after that.
Every week, they're bringing somebody in here to take my
job. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta sit and have my name in the paper and have you guys going, he sucks. Screw him.
Fucker's garbage.
Like, man, I'm out here. Like, I tell people all the time, like, guys don't want I would say generally 99% of players, maybe if not 100%, don't want to screw up. They don't want to miss that tackle. They don't want to drop the ball. They don't want to look like an asshole on national TV and ruin it, like make their family feel like we don't want to do that. And also, two guys, they're also getting paid too, man. Those guys, they're pretty.
They're professionals too.
That's a world-class athlete that just ran me over.
Yeah, like they're pretty good too. He just sometimes you get it and sometimes you give it.
Yeah,
dude, I will never fucking forget. We were playing against Miami one year.
There you go.
We were playing against Miami. We're on a 2-minute drill. Well, not in 2-minute drill, but we're like, 2-minute drill. We're down by like 2 points, 3 points. And man, this shit was some bullshit. We were on 4th and 1, right? We called the quarterback draw with David Garrard. And all week in practice, this quarterback draw against this Miami defensive front was kind of weird and hard to pick up because they kind of if they weren't in this formation, then it just didn't work. It just didn't work. So 4th and 2, and I'm going up against what's his name all game. Who was their defensive end? I want to say Wake or something like that.
Cameron Wake.
That's not defensive end, right? Defensive end.
He was like more like a rush linebacker. Kendall Langford was a 5 technique for them.
Yeah, that would I wouldn't.
No. It was.
Thanks, Patrick.
His name. No, it's he's defensive end / defensive tackle for Miami.
What year?
This is like 2000, let's say 2009. 2009. But this cat, me and him, I played against this cat probably like 8 times in my career. Like, we played against each other so much that we were just on first name basis, and I forget his name right now.
How's the family?
And
not
dude,
8.
I swear.
Randy Starks.
Cool, I remember him.
Randy Starks, number 94, right defensive end.
Yep. Boom, there he is. That's him. Yep.
That was a strong motherfucker right there.
Hey, he was good, right? Like, me and this guy used to play every year, and I'd be like, God damn, bro. He'd be like, yeah, man.
Years.
Well, yeah, I think he came out like super young. I think he might have been like
my year, 2004.
He might have been like 19 or 20 though. Is what I mean. He was
21. It says he was 21 in the 2004 draft.
Okay. So he was a younger.
So he was 3 years.
By today's
older
standards,
than
that's
us.
not that young.
Tennessee Titans, Miami, and then last year in Cleveland in 2015. Yep.
Yeah. That's who it was. So Starks. Oh yeah. So man, I'm telling you, I was having the game of my fucking life against this cat. I was like, this is just a good game. I was in the zone on everything. 4th and 1. We're getting ready to run.
I'm in the fucking zone. I'm in this
draw. We're getting ready to run this draw. They shift into a fucking into a look that I've never seen. And I'm like looking. I'm like, who do I take on this? And I'm like, I'm looking at Brad and I go, Brad, is it me and you on this one? He ain't say nothing. I was like, oh shit.
Hey, if you don't know, we're fucked.
He didn't say nothing to me, which I think he didn't hear me. So I'm like, Brad, hard. And I'm like, and then I'm like, that guy goes that way. The guy that was over me goes that way. I'm like, and I just start running up. 1-yard loss. They both
TFL.
fucking Dave in the back.
Oh,
Game
no.
over. And I'm like,
Duh.
That's when you point. You just
I was like,
Yeah.
was one of those mine? And look, I never said a word. I knew that one of those guys was mine. And I was just like, fuck, I think one of those guys was my guy. And then I went online, right? I look online. There's a fucking picture on the fucking forums for the Jags. There's a picture of the play from somebody in the stands has pictures, 2 pictures. And they got an arrow pointing right to me.
Right at you?
Says Uche missed his block. Uche let his guy run free.
kill him,
Right.
burn him.
They're like, he
shoot him.
fucking sucks.
Like, saying the
He's the
worst shit you could
fucking
imagine.
worst.
That if I came to your job and said you would want me like castrated or something.
Oh, dude, they piled on me so bad. They were like, this guy fucking, are you fucking kidding me?
Hey,
There
dude's
goes our chance
trash,
at the
bro.
postseason.
Dude's
He's
trash,
fucking
bro.
garbage.
But that's
He's
the worst part about
garbage.
offensive line. You could be having a killer game in
One
one
play.
fucking play.
I felt like I had the worst game of my fucking career. I was like, oh,
Ruins-
fuck.
Ruined 70 plays of like domination. It's all out the fucking window.
I was
Justin,
like,
when I
that was
played,
the worst game of my career.
when I played in Oakland, we played literally single high, corners manned up, 8 in the box, free
Mhm.
safety, 20 yards deep, middle hash, right?
Yeah.
Always, every play. So a lot of times, and that was with Larry Johnson and LaDainian Tomlinson, and Denver always had a 1,000-yard rusher, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're like, Stu, we don't give up the post, but yet the running backs, after 5, if they get past 5, it's a one-on-one tackling drill, right?
Yeah.
I could make 11, which I had before, 11 tackles. But the one
Yep.
that I just kind of miss at the touch, he fucking sucks. Or I was always one of those guys where get to the ball, right?
Mhm.
Get
Yeah.
to the ball. So it may be
Yeah.
cover 2 and I'm over here and they throw like a hitch route over here and he takes it all the way. And my dumb ass, instead of just being like, I'm like trying to get there.
Get in the screen. Just
I
get in the
don't
screen.
get there. I don't get there until it's like he's diving in the end zone and I'm like this. And of course,
You're selling out.
yeah, selling out. And of course, in the paper, it's like this. It just
Looks like you're fucking fucked
and I'm
over.
like, bro, what about the 11 tackles that I had and the forced fumble? And no, dude sucks. He's trash. Dude got white safety. No wonder.
Get
they're
out of
fucking
here.
What? Get out of here, dude's garbage.
Oh,
that
shit.
Fuck that guy's kids. Like,
Yeah, fuck his family. Fuck everything he's worked for in
Fucking
life.
blood.
Get him out of here.
Poor wife. I want to fucking say,
Get him out of here.
listen, dude, like, hey man, I'm trying, bro. Like, I'm just trying to win some games, dog. Like, help me out. But yeah, I totally understand. Oh, hey, what's up, Docs? So I know,
Docs, what up?
yeah, we wanted to get you on, Uche, when the whole what's his name? The
With
receiver.
Davante Adams?
The receiver that you guys got.
Devontae, yeah. That
No,
we
no,
got?
no.
Oh, Jay,
y'all
Jay
got,
something?
Number 7 from us.
Yeah,
Zay-
yeah.
Zay-
Yeah, what's the look
Zay
on him?
Jones.
What's the look on
Zay.
him? Yeah,
Yeah,
Zay
Zay
Jones.
I mean, he had 1 touchdown last year, dude.
Yeah, tell me how fucking dumb the Jaguar, what a
And it
dumb
was the
decision they
first
made
game
again.
of the year, basically just like it was, and the way he scored was against the Baltimore Ravens in overtime. They ran a bunch stack,
Mhm.
and he was the outside receiver, and he just went underneath and went across, and his corner just got caught up in the
Caught in the
wash.
trash.
Yeah,
Like,
got caught in the wash.
Like a-
Yeah,
and it was just like
Rub.
one of these, and that was his only touchdown. And like, you guys broke him.
Yeah, we paid him a
like, who's his
fucking-
hype man.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, good. I mean, nothing
Jags
against
gonna
him.
jag.
Hey,
Nothing
yeah.
against him.
I'm all for young cats getting money.
Go out and get your
Yeah.
money, but ooh, he's a regular. Yeah, like Docs do. Like we were all like, what is Jacksonville doing? Like
what Jacksonville does.
Like that's why I was like the Raiders. I was like, dude, I like how the Raiders are just kind of sitting back and going, okay, let's just see, like, let's not rush into the whoever the flavor of the week is. Let's sit and get guys that we want, guys that we can see to develop. We can see where they're going, get them at a cheap price. They're at that point where they're about to be the guy. Mm-hmm. But some of these picks, I'm going like, what are these front office people doing?
I mean, look, Jaguars got the same guy who destroyed the San Francisco 49ers as their GMs. We got Trent Baalke. So it's not like these cats are actually going to make a decision to go after somebody like Allen Robinson, who the Rams got, and now they're right back sitting pretty at wideout. I mean,
it's Von Miller, 6 years.
Christian Kirk, solid if he has a number one along with him. I think the Bills getting Von Miller is good. That's all they needed to do.
But 6 years, though, a 6-year contract?
Yeah. Bro, Von Miller, for some reason, he's got at least 3 years left. So he's not going to see that whole 6. We know that.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the guarantee look like?
The guarantee is about half.
But, it's yeah, we know it's not Deshaun's guarantee.
I guess the length of the contract doesn't, because they can cut him tomorrow.
Nowadays, yeah. Once the guaranteed money runs out, you're done.
Yeah, once the guaranteed money is usually in the front half of the contract. They give you the first 2 years, first 3 years free.
I could
when I got my extension, that was when that was right before the CBA. So the CBA, the way they did contracts changed to how my contract was when we came back from that lockout, because my first 3 years of my contract were guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't cut me for anything. Yeah. Like, but then you got the last two, the back half, that's where they try and like, we're gonna say some cap space, Like,
you guys know
this is Bobby's world.
I just learned this, that you can be on practice squad like anytime.
Now, yeah. There's like no restrictions anymore, I believe.
Yeah. Dudes you can be on, because I was looking at I was talking about the guy who's on the bus, the back of the bus interview guy or whatever. What's his name? He's got a huge following on YouTube. He's a linebacker.
Football player? You talking about Emmanuel Acho?
No. Jesus. I was just talking about whatever. But I was looking at his thing and I was like, this guy played 7 years and he's on Raiders practice squad in his last year. And they're like, yeah, dude, you can basically move that around. Because I remember for us, it was like if you played past 2 years or 3 years.
No, once you're vested, you good. Yeah. No. Once you're vested, you're good. They can't put you on practice squad once you're vested.
I don't.
I think it's like your first for the first 2 years as a player.
Let me ask you guys.
No. If they sign you fresh, right? If they sign you as a free agent, like in the middle of the season, right? They can put you on the practice squad during the week to get you back in, to get you back into the flow, to get you set up with to get you set up with with the playbook. But they can't have you on the practice squad longer than a certain amount of days because you have to be on the active.
Okay. Let me ask you. So
it's not
would you guys, how per certain however many years you have there's a minimum for your salary.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys feel that that's a good thing, or do you think it hinders some guys' careers?
Well, surely if you're too expensive to sign to a minimum deal, if you're an 8 year, I think it stops after 8.
Oh, it does.
Where it maxes out.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I could be wrong about that. At some point, it maxes out. But yes, you will price out of, if you're not a starter for sure.
So I guess maybe that's a good thing, saying like, you listen, you know what, like this sport's a very brutal sport. And if you're playing, you should be getting this. And you know what, if you're not, like, it's not worth it for you to be playing for this lower level of pay.
But I think you should be able to waive it, honestly.
Well, that's what I thought. Towards the end of my career, that kind of screwed me, because they're like, and I'm thinking like, well, shit, I'll run down on kickoff for $600,000 a year, and just be a backup, and no one gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I could play another 5 years doing that.
Oh yeah, but for me and Ooch, like, you can't be,
you're kind of screwed.
A situational offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You're either in there 70
Either
snaps.
I'm just the left guard on field goal.
Yeah. I'll be the goal line. I'll be the goal line right tackle. I just fire off, and anything that gets in my way, I'm blowing it up.
Yeah, you damn right.
All I do.
But no, I mean, it's different now than it was. But I mean, shoot, my last year, that minimum was 1.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a healthy number. But yes,
but they did that on purpose, though. I think that was a smoke screen by the owners.
Well, that will push old guys out.
Immediately, what happened after that CBA when they did that and made veteran minimum 1.5, they start cutting guys like Dwight Freeney and only signing them to either sign them to 1 year deal or a lot of guys just didn't get signed because didn't no team want to pay 1.5 for
or they'll sign you after week 1.
Yeah, because
or they'll wait till after the first week. Yep, and then
if you make the 53-man roster week 1,
you guarantee
they cut you. They pay your whole salary. So
right.
that's
that double dip. Double dip.
Well, I was
every guy's dream.
Here's one.
Hey, I only know one person that got the double dip.
One thing I talked about the Raiders moving to because everyone, some of the real fans are about moving to Vegas. I said, dude, that no state tax is going to be advantage. And it came up with the Davante Adams deal. And Pat McAfee talked about it a little bit because I want to say that there was rumors that the Packers actually offered him more.
We're going to give him more money.
No, they did offer him more.
But I said this, okay, his $142 million for 5 years, right? Even if the Packers offered him $150 million, it's still making less than for him to sign with Vegas at 42 because with the 7% Wisconsin sales tax, he'd be paying just for living in the state of Wisconsin $9.9 million to the state.
And why would I pay to live in Wisconsin when I could live in Vegas for fucking free?
I'm thinking dude, that factors in free agency, dude. Like you need to look at the whole picture. Like, oh, that's a stupid, he could have had. And it's like, no, man. Like,
no, he actually gets more money from Vegas.
Yes,
and I think he was over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not every decision is financial. No, obviously, it's a huge part of it.
Because if he really wanted to be with Green Bay, he would have took the offer from Green Bay. He wouldn't have turned it down. If he really wanted to stay in Green Bay, he would have took the offer. The money didn't matter that much.
Right.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers gives a shit, dude.
But Aaron, I think
he's on some other shit. I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Aaron Rodgers is a weirdo now.
The second half of his career, he's been out there, like on some.
Well, you got. You guys know. Oh God, Khalif Barnes.
Oh yeah.
So his wife, awesome woman that I met, wife of 4 kids, I think. She played soccer at Tennessee University, and she is best friends with Danica Patrick's sister. And she said that Danica said that Aaron is a fucking creep. He's a weirdo creep. And I believe it, dude. I'm like,
he has the look. He's got the look.
If
I saw him in a lineup,
can we have the State Farm commercial where him and Mahomes just blow each other and be done with it, man? Like, can we get that and just move on? Because it's like, dude, you guys, like, come on, man. Like, it's just, and his hair and I don't know. I don't think he's estranged from his family, from what I'm understanding, right? Too, like he doesn't.
I believe that's
estranged. Yeah. He's estranged from him. He hasn't been in contact with them for years.
It's been a long.
I just don't like how people change. That always bothered me. It's like you don't need to be someone that you're not.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know if he's being somebody that
maybe that's what he wanted to be the whole time.
Well,
but I feel like somebody he's exhibited a lot of behaviors that just lead me to believe that he's that guy in the locker room. He's a quarterback in the locker room that you don't really want to play for. No, even though he's great, you recognize the greatness, you still don't really want to play for him because you don't really like him as a person. Now, do I know him? No, I don't know him, but the kind of the vibe that I get listening to him talk and listening to him, come off as some kind of like smart, holier than thou, smarter than everybody in the room.
Oh, really? Is that Berkeley type bullshit?
Yeah, I mean, That's those West Coast. Sorry, like the Cals and the Stanford guys.
You know what I mean?
Is he from the Bay Area?
Yeah, he's from. Yeah,
I know he's from Cal part.
Yeah, he's from Cali. He's from Cali.
I know,
but it's just like
I'm not sure.
It's just like, yo,
probably NorCal.
O lineman in the huddle, like we can tell, and that's like a quarterback I would not want to play for. I would play because it's my job, but I don't feel any true allegiance to him.
I was just saying because he doesn't really give a shit about you guys, right? I mean, look, he could have took less money. He's up there handshaking with the owners and part owner and all this bullshit. It's like, dude, go and be that guy then. Like you can't play both sides of the fucking locker, like, player plus management. No, dude, we don't trust you.
Like, I don't know what he does behind closed doors, but I don't think
I don't know who you're talking to. Like, I'm not going to be hanging out with you.
I don't think we've ever seen him like stick his neck out for a teammate.
For anybody.
Or anyone that wasn't named Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, man. Look at the shit that happened when he talked about, just the other week when they were like, okay, what is he going to do? What's going to happen? And he come on. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I have never in my life thought I needed to put out some big statement on the social media.
What did he say?
About a decision I'm going to make about something, anything. Yeah, he just had this big Instagram post where it's him and his boys on some kind of fucking sabbatical, and they're fucking, this long, like what Baker Mayfield did, just this long thing talking about all of the people he's so appreciative of, and this and that, and this and that. I don't like diatribes online.
Some people
nobody cares about you that much.
Like the new age quarterback just needs constant attention, no matter what it is.
I truly believe it's the coaches that nurture that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're just so up their quarterbacks' asses, and they're just these little offensive coordinator, like 35-year-old dads going through a midlife crisis fucking thing where they're always trying to prove that their dicks are bigger than everyone else's. And it's like, dude, man, like you're not that cool. And like, you're making these guys think they're a lot more than what they are. Like, he's just a guy.
Right.
Yeah, he plays football and he makes a lot of money, but he's still a dude that takes a shit in a toilet that ends up in a river somewhere. Like, you're still a fucking guy. Like, don't get caught up in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that thing too, you said, Uche, like, or people, I woke up this morning and I'm just so lucky to be married to the best person. Like, you tell them that. Why do I need to see that? You go tell them that, dude.
Yeah,
like
I hate that, bro. Like, to me, and look, I get it. Social media is what it is, but outside of like your birthday, like I put a post up for my birthday, like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm 38. Yeah. But that's it. I'm not putting up pictures. I'm not putting up explanations of all these things in my life every other day, because I don't need people to give me that kind of attention. I don't.
Real G's moving silence, man.
I
can smell bullshit. I can smell bullshit on this. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. And I just saw a great super chat at the bottom. It said he could have used his influence to keep Davante. He had no problem taking, his deal.
More money.
His deal money before Davante got his. He could have been like,
look, hey, let my guy get his deal first.
Pay my guy, give him the whole fucking Brinks truck, and then I'll sign.
That's what Carr did. Yeah,
that's what Carr did. Carr said, pay him. And that was his quarterback in college. And he's like, shit, that's who I want. That's who I want to go play with. I think the window is closed for Green Bay. I think it's closed. They're not going. They can get back to the playoffs the next 3 years in a row if they want. They will not get to a Super Bowl.
I mean, they will be there just because he's on the team.
Just because he's there, they'll have a chance to be in the playoffs. They'll be in the playoffs, but they won't go further.
Yeah. I mean, he is that good that he'll get them in the playoffs.
Yeah, he'll get them in the playoffs because his regular season numbers will be unbelievable, as they always are. He'll have like 4 interceptions on the season, and then they'll get to the playoffs, and their offense won't score more than fucking 2 touchdowns.
What do you think about Russell in Denver?
I think that's huge for them. I think it's huge. I think they're going to be a contender.
They gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot, but they're a young team.
Return.
Yeah, they're a young team.
I feel like they're in panic mode. Like, we need to win now. Like, we need this now. Like, forget.
No, they needed a quarterback now. They've gone so long without a quarterback. That's what they're desperate for.
Is it since Elway that they haven't had? Oh, I mean, Peyton, obviously.
Since Peyton, but even really,
since they've drafted a quarterback that
they had
turned into something.
They did draft Tim Tebow.
Debo. Orton got traded. He was by the Bears first, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since they had a quarterback that they brought up themselves and didn't just
stability, just stability at the position. They haven't had stability there since Peyton Manning. Really, Peyton Manning was only there a few years, so really years. They haven't had
the
stability
since. Manning.
Yeah, it was the corpse of Peyton. They haven't had stability since I want to say from that went to Chicago. Jay Cutler. They hadn't had stability since him.
I mean, the tough thing is, as great as Russ is, that division is fucking loaded.
Yeah, everybody's like that division is so stacked.
Is no joke, bro.
He might be the third best quarterback. He might be the fourth best quarterback.
He might be the
Kansas City getting Juju Schuster down there, and dude, like, and San Diego is just loading up, dude.
Yeah, they just resigned Mike Williams.
Los Angeles now, but
Los Angeles.
But you're right, dude. I think that's the next team. I think that's the next team that's going to challenge for a Super Bowl. Justin Herbert is, in my opinion, going to be the best quarterback in the NFL in the next 5 years. That kid is so damn good, and he so effortlessly launches that ball through the through the fucking atmosphere. It's crazy, bro. It don't even look like he's trying to throw it. First Oregon quarterback to actually pan out.
Yeah.
Him or Joe.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, him or Joe. Him. Man, think about that for a second, though. Him, Joe, fucking Patrick.
Yeah, the AFC is so loaded at quarterback.
Jeez, fucking Allen. What's his name?
Derek Carr.
I mean, you got literally.
Watson,
you might have the best cradle of court. Watson. You might have
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar's. Yeah, he's
right now.
Is he
on his way out? I heard they're high on some other guys.
They still haven't extended him, so he's going into his last year.
Huntley.
Is that who it is?
He's the guy. He's the guy that came in the last 2 years when Lamar was hurt.
I thought there's someone said something. They said some name I didn't recognize. That's why I thought he was a draft pick or something.
I don't know what they got going on over there.
I don't know.
You bring in Matt Ryan. He's in the AFC now.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about it in the NFL in general. The NFL in general might have to be the best crop of talent and quarterbacks that they've seen in the NFL in the last since the early '90s when you had fucking all those Marino and all them cats.
The NFC is not great right now.
Yeah, right.
You got NFC. You got
Brady, Dak, Rodgers, Kyler Murray. If you want to,
Kyler Murray, which is.
I heard that dude's a freak, dude. Like he is someone I was wrong on. He was someone I thought was too small to do it. But I was talking, I want to say with Chuck Pagano or someone, and they're like, no, dude, that dude is a freaking stud.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, well, I mean, didn't look like it when he was getting tackled in the end zone and decided
he
I'm just going to give up this big six. He just said, "Fuck it!"
Threw a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook over his head.
You know what I mean?
500.
You got Matt Stafford in the West, or in the
Stafford. But
Stafford, I mean, dude,
by comparison, it's not as strong as the AFC.
Who's in?
It's not as strong. What I'm saying is that the NFL has not had this many really good quarterbacks in a very long time.
True.
In a very long time.
But I mean, guys,
I wouldn't even put Brady in the top 10 right now. He ain't even in the top 10.
Yeah, guys are just more
That's
polished.
How good they are.
Earlier now, like all these high school quarterbacks are running fucking spread and have all these quarterback guru coaches coaching them and shit since they're in middle school
and throwing balls up their ass.
Yeah, so these cats are ready sooner.
The one thing I miss a power back, dude. I miss a power downhill running back, man.
Well, we don't really value that much.
Right. I mean, is there? I mean, I
those running backs' careers end pretty quickly.
That's one position I looked at.
What was his name again?
Frank Gore.
Something the third.
Oh, Robert Griffin.
Back. No.
Wait, the running back.
Yeah, with the Rams. He got drafted by the Rams.
Gurley?
Went to Atlanta.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley was a downhill running back, and his knee got fucking destroyed immediately.
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette's downhill sometimes.
And now
he's way too
Henry,
big to not be downhill like
I don't think Henry should have played in that fucking game, dude.
I was surprised he came back, but
I was surprised he was that ineffective.
Surely, yeah, right.
I would have, and nothing against
very nervous.
I'm playing dirty, but I would have went full speed.
Oh, I gotta make sure it's all right. As a defender,
I would have tested that foot immediately.
I gotta make sure,
right?
I gotta make sure it's
good.
Them
ankles.
Hey, who's your doctor?
Ankles.
Let me give you a second opinion real quick.
Because when the Raiders played the Chargers in that game where if they just kneeled the ball and they both would have made the playoffs, dude, I couldn't believe how whoever was doing the game just loved that running back the Chargers have. And I'm like, this guy, like,
Connor?
Who is it?
Connor?
Chargers.
I think it is, yeah. And they're like, Stu, that's like one of the league's premier running backs. I'm like, seriously? Like, he just seems like just a average running back. Like, where's like that Steven Jackson or like the fucking, Ronnie Brown or Ruben Drones or, freaking Beast Mode or Brandon Jacobs or, these guys, like I always liked.
They're playing linebacker.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
rushing the passer.
I always like two tights, run between the tackles, wear the defense down, run until they make you pass. Like the Wisconsin style. Like I like that style of football, man.
Every OC has to be a guru now.
They all got to be.
Yeah, everybody's setting a new trend. Everybody's setting a new spread offense trend.
Hey, we've been running the ball, getting 5 yards per carry. We're down on the red zone. You know what? Let's try this play we haven't done in forever just because, let's just try to be cute. I know I can probably run and get the touchdown, but, let's try this.
I mean, shit, that's what happened to the Chiefs in the playoffs. Like, they get to the 5-yard line and decide we're going to start doing some crazy shit. And then
the Raiders did that. They're like all of a sudden running the option with Carr. I'm like, he's not an option quarterback. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
we don't run that.
A lot of these cats they get
They'll
too
never
smart.
Expect it.
Too smart for their own good now.
They don't need to expect it because it's not going to work.
Yeah, too smart for their own good.
Like, those kind of plays aren't designed to work well in the close quarters battle, which anything inside the red zone is close quarters.
Yeah,
and these cats are turning football into science when it's literally just football. Like,
right.
It's a very simple formula to winning this.
I thought Alvin Kamara was a downhill. That dude.
Alvin Kamara is downhill, but he's a specialist as well. Like,
dude,
you can use him in a number of different situations.
Dude, that dude hits the hole like a freaking
boom,
dude.
He's good.
He runs
angry.
Really good.
He runs angry, and he has excellent balance. He has amazing balance.
As
you don't knock him off.
Adds even if you're a physical corner or receiver, like it. When you're physical, it just adds another little element that you're like, I got to worry about not only like the plays and him being like, I got to worry about him knocking me the fuck out.
Like, I mean, just like Marshawn said, if I run over his face over and over and over, and over and over and over and over and over and over again, like no one wants that.
Like receivers, they don't like being touched, and if they know that they're gonna get smacked every time, they start not wanting to get that ball. But if they know they can just ping and dink and like this, and the guy's not going to do anything,
dunk, and you're just grabbing him by the legs.
They want to have a clean uniform after the game. Pretty. Be out here playing
going up full speed.
I know one thing: we run that 36 power, double teams across the board. It's about to get ugly in there.
Yeah,
and they cannot do anything dirty.
Everybody's getting muddy.
Knocking them in their fucking knees and thighs, and they start. I remember Tony Gonzalez. Hey, Stu, man, can you stop tackling me in the legs, man? Like, what did you just say, Tony? Like, stop tackling, like hitting you in the legs? I'm like, you don't play for the fucking Raiders. You're out of Kansas City, man. Like, what else? You know what else, Tony? What else? Let me know when you're gonna run a 7-round. I'll just fall.
I mean, if you just fall when I get within 5 yards of you, cool.
There you go. When you see me coming, just drop. That's what Chad Johnson used to do. It was hilarious, dude. Chad Johnson, literally, if you came up as a bigger safety, he'd be running in and just
Hey, he's making business decisions.
Play over. I gave myself up.
Executive decisions.
He's like, I ain't making the big ass
That's a business decision.
safeties. Fuck that.
That's a business decision.
So,
all right, guys. Look, I think we've had a hell of a discussion, man.
You're right.
Over 2 hours now. We 2 hours 9 minutes.
Oh shit!
And we appreciate everybody who's been sitting in here because I mean the viewer counts just stayed where it's at. People just hanging out, having a good time.
Here, Justin, take my cell phone number down. I'm putting in the private chat.
All right.
Yeah, put it in the private chat. But
no, we definitely don't want this out there.
Dude, I've put it in my chat before. No one fucking calls. No one gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already done so. We appreciate you guys. We didn't get to look at any O-line film.
Fuck the Longhorn too. Boiler up, baby.
Oh, y'all did beat us in basketball last night. Damn.
Oh, you're damn right. Boilers might get that natty this year. We might get that title this year, baby.
New Orleans, let's go, baby.
But make sure you hit that like button. On Wednesday, we'll get in some more O-line film. We'll break down some more film. But we do appreciate you guys. So until next time, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever we're having our next episodes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m., 7 p.m.-ish. So just be aware of that. But we appreciate you. And Stu, appreciate you being on with us, brother.
Hey,
of
man,
course.
thanks for the hospitality, man. I love getting on here. It was nice to dive in with Justin. I respected you as a player. I remember watching you, and it's always nice to get a little different perspective because I get stuck over there in Raider land, and
yeah, you do.
I gotta kind of pull myself out a little bit.
Pull you out of there a little bit. No, we'll hey man, we'll try and get you to come on here more often, dude.
And I definitely want to get you guys on mine because
the
Raiders fans love getting a different perspective and hearing about the Raiders from someone outside of the nation. So it's always good. So we'd love to have you guys on, man.
Happy to do it.
Oh yeah, most def, brother, most def. All right, everybody, we will catch y'all on the next one. Hope everybody has a good one. Peace out.